Friends, Cowboy Joe Boo here with the Joe Boo Report, and happy Election Day. Thank God we can finally get this crap out of the news. Now, I hope all of you exercised your right to vote. Doesn't matter who you voted for, go out and vote. People sacrificed and have given the ultimate, so you have that right, and be sure that you use it. Now, let's go to the Stephen A.Smith Hates the Dallas Cowboys report on good old First Take Dallas Cowboys. Seems like even on Election Day, they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. The topic today: who is really America's team? And of course, he picks the New England Patriots. I mean, are you kidding me? If anything, they've got to be the Russians team. But let's go to the tape. Oh, and before we do, thank you guys for subscribing to the Joe Boo Report. And if you haven't yet, be sure to click over here on the picture of me and Sean Lee so that way you can get more. Let's go to the tape.
LeBron James and Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton, but we are going to discuss the Cowboys at this moment. Since 1979, they have been considered America's team. According to Forbes, Dallas is the most valuable team in the NFL at $4 billion. Rookie Ezekiel Elliott has the top-selling jersey at the moment. And the last season, the three highest-rated regular season games in the NFL were Cowboys games in which the season finished 4-12. If the Cowboys aren't America's team, Stephen A., who should be?
That's an easy one. It's the New England Patriots. First of all, think about it. If you are an American citizen, all right, and you love this country, isn't the word patriot synonymous with that level of loyalty and that patriotism? That's number one. Number two, I thought America was the greatest country on the planet Earth, on God's green earth. We're talking about a team that's been to 6 Super Bowls. We're talking about a quarterback that's a 4-time Super Bowl champion. We're talking about an individual in Tom Brady who may very well go down as the greatest quarterback of this generation, if not NFL history. My opponent here is on the record specifically stating on many, many occasions, more so than I could ever hope to count, that Bill Belichick is the greatest coach. A matter of fact, I recall, I don't know whether it was Jay-Z, President Obama, myself, Stephen B. Smith, whomever, but I recall this individual right in front of me asking Max Kellerman, did you just say that Bill Belichick is the greatest coach ever? Just a few minutes ago. And so if you got the greatest coach, and you got the greatest quarterback, and you got the greatest record, and you got the Super Bowl titles, what's there to talk about? Do you understand that since the year 2002, the New England Patriots have now won less than 10 games in the season? Since 2002, that's spanning 14 years. They have not won less than 10 games in a season. By the way, that was only twice. They're usually winning 11 or more. This is what they do. 13-3, 12-4, a couple of 14-2 seasons in the mix. They win. And so when you look at that and them being a model of consistency and a model of greatness, and every single year they're in the discussion as potential title contenders, so much so that even when Brady has to sit down for 4 games because of his suspension due to Deflategate, some dude named Jimmy Garoppolo and Jacoby Brissett guided them to a 3-1 record. So much so that my opponent was on the record saying that the greatest quarterback of this generation, Tom Brady, doesn't even deserve MVP. Because his subs could come in and win.
Please let Max answer the question.
I assumed that Stephen A. would take the Patriots because, first of all, much the way Tex Schramm, a PR salesman, essentially, a PR guy, sold America on the Cowboys being America's team, Stephen A. got taken in by the name, the Patriots.
I thought they record did.
You know, if I ever have an expansion team, if I'm the owner, I'm going to call it America's team because people will be taken in by that. Now, the Patriots are undeniably the class of the NFL. Over the last couple of decades, yes. But before that, they were a kind of generic organization. And really, when you look at the Patriots' success, it's all about Bill Belichick. I mean, you bring up the record, Stephen A. Smith, the double-digit wins every year since Belichick got there. One of those years, Brady didn't play. Matt Castle won 11 games. Didn't go to the playoffs, but Matt Castle won 11 games. And in Brady's absence, they went 3-1 this year. So do the math. We're up to 14 and what? 6? You know, without Brady, he's still really, really good, Belichick. So he's the GM. He's the coach. He's responsible for this Patriots dynasty stretching now 15 years plus. But when you talk about the history of the NFL, who's America's team? The answer is actually the Green Bay Packers. That's who it should be. The Green Bay Packers, in the Lombardi era, the coach that Belichick supplanted as the greatest ever, won 5 championships in 7 years. The problem for them is 3 of them came in the pre-Super Bowl era, so they only got credit for 2 in the Super Bowl era. But since then, Bart Starr, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. Brett Favre, who was never the greatest quarterback of all time, but a top 10 quarterback and an America's quarterback. Everyone loved Brett Favre. He's out there drawing up plays in the dirt and having fun and all that. He was this country's quarterback. Since then, Aaron Rodgers, until very recently, the best player in the NFL. And they continue, unlike the Cowboys, to win championships every now and then. So yes, if you have a recency bias and you're a slave to the moment, you are just caught up in what, over the last 15 years, it's the Patriots. But when you look at the history of the NFL, the answer should be the Packers.
Excuse me, Stephen A. Many Americans believe that the New England Patriots outside of the New England area are cheaters. Do you
Yes.
believe a cheating franchise,
Sorry, didn't mean to say that so loud.
it's okay, should represent America's team?
Well, that's their opinion. The fact of the matter is the New England Patriots were still allowed to perform. The very year that Spygate took place, it took place and they got busted in game 1 of the season. That was the year they went 16-0. Did they cheat the other 15 games that they won? Did they cheat in that playoff game, the divisional playoff game, that AFC Championship game that they won?
Listen,
And as
we're
far as-
not aware of how many. Hold on. Wait.
That same game, that same season, nobody was talking about them cheating when the Giants beat them in the Super Bowl. So if you weren't talking
Even with
about them
cheating,
when
they
the
lost.
when you were talking about them when they're cheating, how come nobody brought that up when they lost? It was only when they won. That's number one. By the way, Tom Brady is 176-51 as a quarterback. Bill Belichick's record is 230 and 114 overall, 194-70 as the head coach for the New England Patriots. And my opponent here is on the record saying that Tom Brady is going to fall off of a cliff.
Yes.
Within 14 months from
if that
now.
were the argument,
Within 14 months from
if
now.
that were
but
the
it
argument,
didn't stop him.
Let him finish.
But it did not stop him from recognizing Tom Brady as the great quarterback that he is. He says he's the greatest of the generation, maybe the greatest ever. And he talked about Bill Belichick. So if they're so great, then how come you didn't bring up cheating then?
Okay, so,
Okay, thank you, Max.
once again, that's not what we're really talking about.
That is
About
what
who
we're talking
should
about.
be America's team, and you both bring up a fantastic point. In addition to everything else, they've been sanctioned twice in recent years by the league, the Patriots have, for cheating. And, you know, it's not exactly like what an American politician would tell people, you know, if folks follow the rules and all this stuff, then, but in the NFL, it's at least don't get caught breaking the rules, and they've been caught twice. You know what that's like? It's like if you see a cockroach, they're like 100 behind the walls. You get caught cheating twice? What does that mean about your program?
Listen,
I gotta say
You went over.
this. Can I say this? I know you went over. I know we're doing this two things, but I gotta say this, honest to God. And I'll say it like Chris. You can even say it like Chris.
Who knows how long? Who knows how long the balls have been deflated? Who knows, Steven? You're talking about all these records and everything, but seriously, how long do you know?
I'd like to answer that question.
Go ahead, please.
You brought that up because I've had conversations with Chris Rock about this very subject.
I don't think you have.
Yes, I have.
You have. He's a dear friend of yours.
He actually is. Just
Okay.
like you are.
All right.
Okay, we share the same birthday.
We do.
communicate from time to
We're
time.
friends.
All right, so
He
we're not
has
lying.
been in-
We're not lying.
Stephen
I'm
A.
not
has
making
been-
I thought I'd be able to
He
make
has
a point,
been in
but
one
we
of
have
his
to go
movies.
over Steve
What are you
A's
talking about?
birthday.
By the way, go ahead. I'm
Look, in
sorry.
addition to everything else, I just want to say about the Packers, who get the short shrift. They're from the smallest market in this country. They represent small town middle America better than anyone else. They continue to be good year in and year out. And
But
actually-
not great.
But their history is great, and they're the only team owned by
Not
the
their
fans.
recent history.
Fans own shares of the team. The
And they're not
answer of
satisfied.
Who should be America's team is the Green Bay Packers, who also have a rabid fan base.
By the way,
They might also be missing overinflated
he brought
footballs.
up he
according
brought
to the
up he
American
brought
people.
up Chris Rock, and what would Chris Rock would say, or what Chris Rock would ask. Chris Rock said, "Hey, isn't that the same season that the New England Patriots beat the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl? Did anybody take that Super Bowl back? No. It's an irrelevant discussion."
Do you have the same birthday as anyone
That's
on
it.
the Patriots you want to talk about now?
No.
Gentlemen, we have to move on. Coming up next, which current athlete should run for president? First take, decision 16.